There is nothing more frustrating than choosing a food and eating that food because you think it's healthy only to find out what you really wanted was the healthier option. And if you're somebody who eats healthy, chances are this has happened to you even if you don't even realize it, because the marketing can be very, very confusing, and figuring out what is healthy can be very challenging. I'm your coach, Laura Campbell, and that's what we're going to talk about today. If you'd like more health and fitness tips, go ahead and check out my website, simplyfitandfab.com. And if you're diabetic, I'd love to have you join my Facebook group, Healthy Diabetic with Coach Laura. So there's a lot of buzzwords out there that people think, it's healthy because they see these words. Words like organic, vegan, gluten-free, sugar-free, fat-free, all of these things make us think, oh, this is healthy, this is good for me. And that's what manufacturers want you to believe, so it's no wonder that you believe it. And even though I've been doing this for years, I still find a lot of things that surprise me. And I uncovered a couple this week I'm going to share with you that I checked the label and I was surprised at what I found. Start with organic. Just because something says organic doesn't mean it's good for you. Organic means it was something that was grown without chemicals, which is great, but that has nothing to do with how much fat, calories, sodium, sugar, or anything else in it. So organic doesn't automatically mean healthy. It's great to have organic on your food, but just because it has that does not mean it's healthy. Vegan. So vegan just means there's no animal products. Potato chips are vegan. Doesn't mean they're healthy. So if a product says vegan, does not automatically mean it's a healthy food. You have to look further to see if it's healthy. One of the biggies is gluten-free. That's the big buzzword nowadays. Gluten-free means there's no wheat in it. And if you have celiac disease, or if you have a gluten sensitivity, which quite a few people do, if you have that issue, then yes, gluten-free is a healthier option for you. But if you are not gluten intolerant, it's not going to make a difference. And again, just because it says gluten-free doesn't mean it's healthy. It just means that it's not going to affect your gluten sensitivity. So that's a big one. Sugar-free, especially diabetics, are looking to watch their sugar, watch their carbs. And so you guys tend to lean towards those sugar-free foods. But just because it's sugar-free doesn't mean it's lower in calorie, lower in carbs, or any of that. It might be, but it might not be. And a lot of those sugar-free foods have sugar alcohols in them, which can cause digestive issues, gas, bloating, diarrhea, all that fun stuff. So, and when they take out the sugar, sugar tastes great. We love sugar. But if you take the sugar out, usually they add in things like sodium, fat, chemicals, other things that are not good for our body. And same thing goes with fat-free. Just because it's fat-free doesn't mean that it's good for you. Usually when they take out the fat, again, fat is yummy. So if they take out the fat, they're probably going to add in more sugar, salt, and other chemicals. So those are a lot of the buzzwords. And just because you see them doesn't mean that the food is healthy. So what you want to do is take that package and turn around and look at the back. And the things that I like to look for, the first thing is calories. Obviously, you want to know how many calories is in it. The next thing is fats. If it has trans fats, that's something that's manufactured in a plant, and it's not healthy. And if you can avoid those, that's the best thing. Some saturated fats is perfectly fine, but you want to watch those and not have too many saturated fats. Next biggie is sodium. Most Americans get way more sodium than they need. 2,500 milligrams or so is really enough for the average person. And if you have high blood pressure, you definitely want to watch that. Something like a sausage biscuit is going to have about 1,100 or 1,200 grams of sodium in it, which is about half your daily allowance. So anything that's packaged, again, especially those sugar-free and fat-free foods, a lot of times they add more sodium into it. So watch out for that. Of course, we want to look at carbs, and we want to look at sugar and added sugar. And because sugar, lactose that you find in milk, sugar that you find in fruit, all those are better for you than just the white sugar. So if it's something that's like in milk or fruit, it's going to count as sugar, but it's not going to say added sugar. If there's white sugar or corn syrup, it's going to say added sugar. So that's something important to look for as well. And the last thing I like to look for is fiber. Fiber helps keep you full longer, helps stabilize your blood sugar. And typically foods that have more fiber in them are less processed and better for you. So those are the main things that I look for when I'm looking at a label. So, pick up that organic package and pick up that other package, and you have to compare to look, because Again, just because those words are on there, that says nothing about how healthy they are. But that's the way it's, it's advertised to us. Oh, it's organic, or it's gluten-free. Oh, it's got to be good for us. That's not the case. So I went to the store last week and I looked at a couple of things, and these surprised me too. But that's why it's so important to always look, because no matter how long you've been doing this, you're going to find things that surprise you. So I looked at the sugar-free Pillsbury white cake mix, or yellow cake mix. It had 140 calories. The regular cake mix had 160. So it's 20 calorie difference. 20 calories to me, it's not a deal breaker. The regular one's going to taste better than sugar-free. If it's 20 calorie difference, I'm okay with that. The fat was 2 grams in both of them, exactly the same. The carbohydrates in the sugar-free was 37. The carbohydrates in the regular was 35. So actually, the sugar-free cake mix actually has more carbohydrates than the real thing. The sugar-free one has sugar alcohol, which may put you on the toilet and give you indigestion problems. The regular one tastes good, less carbs. Let's go with that one. So the key is moderation. Enjoy your cake. You can have your cake and eat it too, and it doesn't have to be sugar-free. The other thing I looked at was some chocolate chip cookies. So I looked at sugar-free and regular. Both of them 2 cookies. Both of them were 160 calories. Both of them were 9 grams of fat. Sugar-free had 25 grams of carbs. The regular had 19 grams of carbs. Okay, so the regular one tastes better. The regular one has same calories, same fat, less carbs. Let me go with the real one. So I encourage you to check your labels and make sure you know what you're eating. Knowledge is power. So if you know what you're eating and you make the decision to eat it, then go for it. But sometimes if you look at the label and you see what's in it, you're like, is it really worth it? Do I really want to do that? And that's your decision to make. So, and the other thing that happens with sugar-free foods, a lot of people think, well, I can, this is okay to eat, and maybe they overeat on the sugar-free foods just because it's sugar-free. When in reality, most of them are not that much better for you, or they're worse for you. Now, this is not across the board. Some of the sugar-free foods you find are going to be healthier, but you just have to look at the label, because a lot of them are not. So I hope this helps. Hope it opened your eyes. If you find any surprises in the grocery store, I'd love to hear about them, and educate the rest of us on what you find in the store and what's healthy and what's not healthy and what surprises you. So for more tips, please check out my website, simplyfitandfab.com. And for the diabetics, I'd love to see you in my Facebook group, Healthy Diabetic with Coach Laura. Until next time, I hope you have a great day.